Well, another player out of our hands. Another player out of our goddamn hands. Antoine Semenyo has rejected Manchester United and looks like he's going to join Manchester City in the first week of January for £65 million. That's his release clause from AFC Bournemouth for this January transfer window. Lose more matches, you clowns. Just keep losing more matches in it. That's how we're going to get these top players, right? Keep losing matches, drop down the standings. That's how we'll get all these so-called world-class players at the club to build upon the current state of the club to get to where we want to get to win major trophies, the Premier League, the Champions League. So this is how we're going to do it. Ineos, get the hell out of here. Ineos, get the hell out of Manchester United immediately. I'm going to call up Ambani right now. I'm going to set up a meet with him. I'm going to pitch him an idea. And maybe he might invest in Manchester United, and I feel like he might do a much better job than this bum Ineos, these fools. I can't lie. Things aren't going to plan ever since Ineos have joined. Signing dumbos like Ugarte, young players like Lenny Yoro, who hasn't yet clicked for us, in my opinion. Panic signing and Patrick Dorgu last January transfer window. These players haven't worked out as of yet. I know some of the players have delayed and all of that, but our goal is to win the Premier League by 2028. Apparently, we have 2.5 seasons to do that, and at the current state, it doesn't look like we're going to win a Premier League trophy until 2040, in my opinion. Antoine Semenyo could have been a big signing for us, honestly. A player who has a high ceiling, a player who can reach great heights, a player who's just 25 years of age, getting into, I would say, his best footballing days. And I do feel like this is just the beginning for him. I do see him get to a lot higher levels in the years to come. And Manchester City, I think, have just acquired a player who can lead them to Premier League glory for the next 3 to 4 years at least, given that he will play alongside Haaland, Doku, Cherki, Foden. Those 5 players itself, naming them is just terrifying. Terrifying, honestly, man. The league is cooked. Arsenal, it ain't over yet for you lot. You have a lot to do. And I do feel like if Arsenal do not add players in the January transfer window, it could be a tough task for them to lift that Premier League title after 22 years for them. Anyhow, I think Manchester City, they've staked a claim in maybe winning the Premier League title again this season after having a poor last season. I think adding Semenyo might be that one missing piece that they have filled in now, and this could help them probably stake a claim, and this could be the time where they can go on a charge to lift the Premier League trophy at the end of the year, as well as compete strongly even in the Champions League, maybe going all the way as well, even in the Champions League, given how weak the other oppositions and other teams from the other leagues have been. PSG, Bayern Munich are one of the two strong teams from the other leagues, in my opinion. Barcelona have yet to pick up their form, and we haven't seen them display their best form against the top teams when they're faced off in the Champions League, losing every single fixture against them. So I would say it's Man City, Arsenal, PSG and Bayern Munich as the favourites even for the Champions League. Now, for us, Manchester United, where do we go from here? The goal in this January transfer window, in my opinion, was to sign 2 midfielders. They were telling me Man United do not have any money. How the hell did you find 65 million pounds from? Where did you find 65 million pounds? This is not 5 rupees I'm talking about. This is not 10 rupees I'm talking about. This is not 100 rupees, 1000 rupees. 65 million Great British pounds. How on earth have you found that money? You are ready to spend 65 million pounds on Antoine Semenyo, but you do not want to fix the midfield, which has been costing us games this season. I can name you the games. Tottenham, we should have won the game, cooked. Nottingham Forest, we should have won the game, draw once again. Everton, 10 men Everton in the 14th minute of the game, we lost 1-0 at home. West Ham, we drew 1-1 at home. Aston Villa, we lost 2-1 away, a game we should have won. And with a better midfield, we would have won the game. Lisandro Martinez just showed us that great midfielders can help us win games, can help us control games, and helping us control games is what will lead us to win games more often than not. Now, I don't understand if Ineos do not know what football is. I think Ineos are still thinking in that F1 direction. I think they're still thinking about cricket maybe, basketball maybe. This ain't no basketball game where you go end to end, end to end, end to end. This is football. You got to be smart. The midfield wins you games. Try and understand that. If you can control the midfield, that's what's gonna help you win these games. But Ineos, I swear, if I find them, I'ma knock them out, man. I would say this is a good sign for us. I know we missed out on a big player like Antoine Semenyo, but if you're telling me we have 65 million pounds to spend in the January transfer window, I would rather spend that money on two midfielders. Get a Ruben Neves immediately. He's going to just improve our midfielders tenfolds in my midfield tenfolds in my opinion. Try and tempt Crystal Palace with a 65 million pound bid in the January transfer window. That would be what I would do. Try and tempt Nottingham Forest with a 65-70 million pound bid for Elliot Anderson. That's what I would do. Alongside obviously getting Ruben Neves, and if we can get these two players in the January transfer window, I think top 5 if not top 4 will, in my opinion, not be too far off for us, and I do think we can end in those positions given that we do not have European football this season, given that we won't have a lot of midweek games this season. I think we'll be able to cope with one game a week, and by the end of the season that could help us get into the top 4 and get us the Champions League positions. And again, that's the main goal for us. Ineos, use your goddamn brain. Get midfielders right now. Get the top 4, top 5. Get into the Champions League spots. Guess what? We get more money. You bozos. Do you have a brain? We get more money if we get into the top 4, top 5. Get into the Champions League. Infinite money. We can get more players. Sign another midfielder next summer. 2 midfielders next summer. Another attacker. Defender. Wing back. These guys ain't thinking like us. They ain't thinking like us. It looks like me and some of the Manchester United fans can get into the recruitment team right now and fix this club. I don't think Ineos are ready to fix this club. I think they want us to get bankrupt, and they're ready to probably sell the club in another 1 or 2 years once they realize, oh shit, we're a failure of a management. We're a failure of a business owner. That's what you are, Ineos. Ugarte. After watching Ugarte play, I was like, brother, I might be able to fill that midfield position, literally. If all I have to do is pass the ball back to the defender, brother. I do that in my sleep. I'll be honest with you. But anyhow, we missed out on Antoine Semenyo. In my opinion, I do not think that's a big blow, given that probably Ruben Amorim would have played him in the wing back slots, or maybe he would have played him in the attacking slots until Mbuma and Ahmad do come back from the African Cup of Nations. But once all the players are back from the AFCON and all, I do think Antoine Semenyo would have slotted in the left wing back role where Patrick Dogu, Diogo Dalot usually play, and a position that's been a weak link in my opinion. But for me, in my opinion, I think the midfield is the biggest weak link, and what we should do and what anyone would do is you would first try and fix your biggest weak link. Whatever is your biggest weak link, your biggest negative, that's what you fill first. Ineos, use your brains if you have any. If not, we can donate you some. It's not too hard. Or you can recruit me because I think there's some yes men surrounding you. Jim Ratcliffe. You do not need yes men. You need people who take accountability for their work. Anyhow, Man City have won another race to sign another big player. Manchester City might just win their fifth Premier League title in the last 6 years, and this signing could probably take them over the line. Anyhow, that's my thought on Antoine Semenyo joining Manchester City and rejecting us, Manchester United. Hopefully, Ineos get this message. I don't know if they'll ever get this, I'll be honest with you, but hopefully, someone please send this to Ineos. Sign two goddamn midfielders quickly so that we can get into the Champions League next season. Anyhow, I'm out. Peace.